Show proof ongoing demolition of Alaba market is not vengeful politics. Ezekwesili tasks Lagos State government. Wow. So Ezekwesili is sending strong message here to Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, to prove to the entire world that the demolition of some buildings inside Alaba International Market, Lagos, is not politically motivated. Okay, and that there's no political undertone to that action. Even though the Lagos State government had said earlier that those properties were dilapidated and were almost collapsing, and are doing what they're doing for the sake of safety to ensure that nobody is in the harm's way. But again, at the wake of the action, Lagos State government, including Sanwo-Olu, have been criticized hardly because of the way the action is being executed. People who are eyewitnesses said there are some buildings there that are not old, are new, and they are being removed as well. And again, the action is also selective. Why is the action concentrated on markets dominated by Igbos? Because we know that there are a lot of buildings that are in the wrong state right there in Lagos, that Lagos State government has removed their eyes from it. Rather, they keep pointing spotlight on the properties owned by non-Yorubas or non-indigenous. For example, if you go to a place like Ebutemeta, you're going to see houses that are over 100 years, that are dilapidated, and people are still living inside. In fact, they are more looking like uncompleted and abandoned buildings, and people are still living inside. Lagos State government hasn't gone there. If you go to the popular Idumota market and Balogun market, you're going to see properties that were there before Nigerian independence. Properties that have been there, and if you see them, you will shake your head. No electricity, no toilet, no water system, and people are living inside. If you get there, you'll be surprised how that place looks more like dungeon than the market. But then Lagos State government has not gone there to look at those properties. Now they're looking for ways to get into properties owned by non-Yorubas in alignment with what they said that they were going to promulgate a law that will protect the Yorubas or the Yorubas or the Lagosians. So at the wake of this action, Obi Ezekwesili has now called on Lagos State governor to prove to the world that this demolition of Alaba International Market properties or buildings is not politically motivated. Wow. So let's see what Obi has more to say. Former Minister of Education, Obi Ezekwesili, has challenged the Lagos State government to show proof that the ongoing demolition of the Alaba International Market was not a vengeful politics targeted at Igbo. Alaba International Market is a densely populated electronic wares hub mainly populated by Igbo traders. The Lagos State government, through its building control agency, said the buildings being demolished were distressed structures, but the traders denied the claim. In the last election, traders in the market gave the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi a massive boost. Although Obi lost the general votes, he won the majority in Lagos. Yes, and exactly from that day that presidential election was done, and it was proven that Obi won Lagos, that was when the hatred against the Igbos in Lagos just skyrocketed. And that is the moment they started looking for everything to do to disenfranchise all the Igbos and possibly dispossess them of whatever they have acquired while in Lagos. And that's exactly what the Lagos State government and the Yorubas in Lagos are doing. Because I don't want to generalize it. It's not the whole Yorubas. Some Yorubas are very, very cautious and very sensible and very generous and are not towing this tribalistic line. So we will need to point out who is involved and not generalizing the whole Yorubas, because we see how good Yorubas that have national interest at heart. Some have alleged that the demolitions being carried out in Alaba were a punishment being meted out to the traders for helping the Labour Party for almost causing an upset at the national and state elections. Obi Ezekwesili also expressed her concern when she asked the Lagos state government to show proof to the contrary. Ezekwesili said the governor Sanwo-Olu led Lagos state government on Friday started the process of removing what he described as distressed buildings in the Alaba International Market in the Ojo area, Joint Local Government area of Lagos. Okay, I have a policy advice for Jide Sanwo-Olu that would be helpful for all sides and the public. Mr. Governor, please immediately publish details of each destroyed building and the deadline of due process rules that were exhausted by your government before it was removed. It will be wise for the governor to take this counsel on transparency and full disclosure, since it will provide evidence to the public that this is not a vengeful political attack against the predominant Igbo community in Alaba Market. And let me also use this opportunity to really again advise the Lagos state government and its cheerleaders, including Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be careful in persisting to brew a terribly toxic atmosphere against fellow citizens since before, during, and after the 2023 elections. Governance by maliciousness does no one any good. A word is sufficient for only the wise. So that's exactly what the restatement of Obi Ezekwesili, the message she sent, or the advice she sent to Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, and also to Tinubu, to ensure that they are transparent in their action, publish the structure that will be removed, the deadline of those structures, and everything around it to prove that their action is not a vengeful politics against the Igbos in Lagos. So we've got a few comments here from a few individuals. Somebody said, if you are not satisfied with what is going on, go to ICJ, International Court of Justice, or write petition to America. This woman is a religious and ethnic bigot. Can you imagine? People just write out of sentiment. This is a sentimental write-up. She is saying, prove to the world that this is not a vengeful politics. That is all. And this one is saying you should go to International Court of Justice, ICJ, or petition America. Somebody has replied him, saying, my dear Shirley, I'm very glad about the so-called vengeful demolition because it makes the Igbos greater and stronger, and also makes them realize their own brothers in same southern zone have shown no love just because of mere politics. These Igbos are married to your sisters, and their sisters married to you. You may think you are fighting them, but sincerely, you are fighting your brothers and sisters, and indirectly, because life must go on. I love the demolition, vengeful or not. That is very good. That is the person's submission, and it makes sense a bit. Because at the end of the day, look at like the Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos, GRV, is married to an Igbo woman. And probably, I think his mother is also an Igbo as well. A lot of Yorubas are married to Igbos, so it doesn't make sense. I learned from what happened between Ijo and Shekiri War in Delta State. At home, they are fighting themselves at their villages, but in the city, they are living together, running away from the problem in the village. Some of them will run, and the German will run from the village to Shekiri man's house in Lagos to take protection. And the Shekiri man will run from village and go to a German's house in Abuja to take protection. So at the end of the day, the people in the village became the most foolish people fighting themselves. People are running out and they are living together as brothers and sisters abroad. So in the world is enough for the wise.